Hello, hello, hello. Hi, this is a specially created series of videos for the ITT Future You, the Institute of Travel and Tourism Future You. My name's Jenny Kovacs, and as you can see down there, um, I'm a visibility queen. But what does that mean? I basically help people, businesses, and organisations to be able to raise their professional profile and be more visible so that more people know about them and know what they do. Now, this is super important because along my journey, I've been doing this for over 12 years. And before that, over a spanning a 30-year career, I have seen people be passed over, ignored. I've seen the brightest, most savviest, most smartest of minds not know how to position their value and their credibility. So you'll get to hear more from me as we go through these series and more about what I do, especially with the ITT View to You, and also what I can do to help you. So I thought actually, rather than having a whole video that starts off with me talking about me and me and what I do, let's talk about you. Let's start off with motivation, because at the start of anything, after we've made the decision to do something, we will need motivation. Now, people like me who are coaches and mentors love helping people to keep accountable, to stick to their goals. And this is not because they are not great in some way. In fact, usually they put themselves under so much pressure to put themselves out there, to be even better than they already are, to do even more for people than they already are. And often you're spinning plates. So when you are specifically coming out of maybe a university situation where you're going into your first roles, maybe you've had jobs and positions before that you're pulling into this, but maybe you're going into to do a new thing, let's just say, because I recognize that some of you are at university and you're in your 20s, and some of you at universities in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, and even your 60s. So let's just say you're going to or aiming to do something different in your career. I want to talk to you a little bit about motivation, but not the rah, 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 you can do it, let's go type of motivation. I want to talk to you about self motivation, something that I discovered on my own coach training journey as I was doing more and more of this. So, my first question to you is this: think of something that you want to feel motivated to do. Now, there's a whole raft of reasons why you might or might not do this, but don't worry about that yet. There'll be more videos where I talk about goal setting and knowing whether it's the thing that you actually want to do or whether someone else wants you to do it. That's a whole new subject. But for now, think about something you're motivated to do. Maybe you're motivated to speak up in meetings more. Maybe you're motivated to, bite the bullet and just contact that person you've been meaning to contact to ask them about an opportunity. Maybe you're looking at getting into a very specific industry within an industry. Maybe you're looking at a company that you really want to stay connected with. Maybe there are individual people that you really admire and you think, how do they do this? How can I connect with them? How can I strike up a friendship? And you don't want to send them something on LinkedIn that just says, hey, how are you? And then have that awkward kind of cringe of, are they going to answer me? Do they know me? I'm not sure what to say. So whatever that thing is, think about it. And as I say on lots of the talks that I do and webinars, and even when I'm speaking to people on an individual basis, that thing that just kind of flew through your mind quickly that you maybe dismissed and went, oh no, not that, it's something else. That's probably the best one to start with. It might not make any rhyme or reason, but if you've had that thought and you're trying to overthink this, I would say stop that. Okay. So now you've got that thought. It has been widely misquoted, actually, that it takes 21 days to change a habit. And a lot of psychological studies and research have now shown that it takes a lot longer. They say around 66 days. So why is this? Why does it take so long now, from 21 to 66 days to change a habit? Well, number one, when we form a habit, we form it in such a way that it actually feels like an automatic pilot. We automatically go into it. So if you're looking to start a new habit, one that you've not done before, in order for you to get to that bliss point, that place where you are just going for it, you're just doing the thing without having to have a conversation with yourself or persuade yourself, then it's more likely that not only will it be habit forming by 66 days, but it will stick at 66 days and beyond, where it doesn't feel like such an effort. And I experienced this in 2020 when, as a non-runner, I was training to run the London Marathon, which didn't go ahead in its usual format, which actually meant that I was somewhere in the middle of Staffordshire, running by myself with no crowds to cheer me on. Now, what was lucky about that was that because I knew I wasn't a runner, I followed a number of programs to keep running. And I did experience this after the 66-day period. I actually was craving to go out. I would actually put other tasks off so that I could go out for a run. I wanted to go out. I didn't have to persuade myself to go out running. And you can do this too, but it is like building a muscle. It is something that requires consistency and repetition. And if you are very shiny object or very outward focused, you might find that it feels a bit begrudging to keep doing it to start off with. But once you get to that 66-day point, it will become automatic. Okay. So now you've thought about which thing you're going to do. And for many of you who I know are quite high achieving, you're probably thinking of a lot. Get yourself a notebook and write them all down, but work on them one by one. So now you've got your thing. Now you know that you are going to be looking to do this long term. The next thing to do is to think about one small habit. One small behavior change, one small change that will make a difference. So, is it that you need to get up earlier? Is it that you need to go to bed earlier? That's normally where a lot of my clients get caught. You know, they go to bed too late, don't get enough sleep, wake up feeling tired. Is it that you need a way to practice focus? Is there something that you need to do to have focus, or something that you need to stop doing that's distracting your focus? Is it a way that you need to be in the world, a way that you need to act? Now, when I say act, I don't mean being something or somebody that you're not, but maybe you have to do something differently. What do I mean by that? If you want something, truly, truly, deeply want something, and you're self-motivated to go for that thing, you will act in a way that has you go for that thing. I remember many years ago being an arachnophobe and being absolutely scared of spiders. And, I was actually tolerating and quite happy to keep being scared of spiders until I wasn't, until I knew I was going to Australia. I knew that, the spiders were going to be bigger there because everybody told me that. And then I suddenly became really motivated to get rid of having that fear, having that phobia. I just didn't want to have it. I didn't want it to ruin my 6 weeks in Australia. Okay. So that was a real example of when I was determined to do that. So what did I do? Well, my first step was to keep reminding myself that this is something that I wanted, something that was important to me, in the same way that I'd reminded myself all those years before of how scared I was of spiders. Okay. And that perpetual, continual thought led to me taking an action. I found the Friendly Spider Society eventually and went and did something with them. And there were lots of steps. So if I hadn't really wanted to rid myself of that phobia, here's what I wouldn't have done. I would have just thought about it and not ever taken an action. I would have thought about it and never even researched to see how I could get help. I would have thought about it and not made an appointment with my doctor to ask them, what can I do about this? I would have thought about it and not read articles on other people that had managed to kind of overcome this phobia. I would have thought about it and booked my program but not turned up for it. I would have thought about it, and when I did go to the program and felt like I needed more support, I would have just walked out of the room. But no, what I did instead was that I thought about it and followed, like the breadcrumbs, followed the step by step. But in order to do that, I had to do that on repeat, do it as a repetition. Now, for you, it might be that you want to be more confident, you want to speak more, you want to lead or manage a team, you want to be a non-exec director. Whatever the thing is, act as if you are taking steps towards it. Don't fake it till you make it. Don't pretend. That's never a great thing, and your body knows that you're pretending. But think about, like, what steps can you do? What can you do on repeat? What do you need to read? What podcast do you listen to? Could you come back and watch more of this particular YouTube channel and get lots of nuggets to keep feeding your brain things that will have you keep going on? Hopefully this has been helpful. I can't wait to hear about what you're going to do. So if you want to, why not comment below and let us know what you're committing to doing? And if you don't want to do that, put a note in your diary and let us know down here from the day that you're going to start. Find out on any of the search engines what are 66 days from today, and just in the comments below type the date that's 66 days from today, and I will definitely want to come back. I know that the ITT will definitely want to come back and find out how you're doing. And if you need support, then reach out. Thanks so much. I can't wait to hear what you share, see what you do, and who you become in the process. Bye for now.